This is M Hood Fishing. This is an absolute repeat. Not quite, but you get the idea. Welcome back. Yeah, you're right. Whoever said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result each time, never went fishing. So I don't pay much heed to that. I think that's just absolutely crazy. Absolute repeat, though. That's what we're doing today. It's a different day, different clothes. Yeah, you're right. So yesterday I actually took it easy. You watched the video yesterday. Wait a minute, you're gonna see this Monday, so yesterday will be today, but it always gets weird. Anyway, so on Saturday when you saw me fishing here, I was actually off my leg. I decided to stay off my leg, right? And it's much better today, thank you. I'm not hurting, but I feel if I went on a really long ride today or fished on rocks, I could be hurting by the end of this. So we're back here. It's a little different. We got the same rods. We're gonna do the same thing. We didn't bring night crawlers this time. Let's just see if we get the same result or a different result. Totally a different video because we didn't have the obligatory zipper sound when I pulled this out. Forgot to film it. Here we go. It was Friday actually when I was here, right? So this is the bait from Friday. There's a bit of mullet already cut up, and then there's 2 mullet in here I haven't cut up. We're gonna work with these. However, that is going to get employed here really soon, because just like on Friday, I want to see if the shrimp are here. I never had one shrimp in the net, but look, let me remove this bag. Look down here. I don't think this came from here, but it's possible, but it doesn't look like this. That is a bigger size than anything I've pulled out of here recently. I think someone was here with some market bait yesterday, or possibly earlier this morning, because this is afternoon time and it's a little dried out. Could have been last night or this morning. Get a nice chunk. This has the bone on it. See that spinal column right there and the ribs? So to do a fillet style like this, you don't always have to have both sides fillet. You don't have to fillet both sides. Having it open on this side and at the ends as well gets more flavor and juices in the water, more scent. Help you get that catch done faster. And sometimes you want to make sure that it's a square bait. It's not that big of a deal here because people are like, why does the bait need to be square? If you have no current, don't worry about it. But in current, if the bait is a weird cut or a triangle cut, like that's not perfect, but that's better than it could be. If it's a weird triangle cut, it could helicopter in the water, and people will argue and say, oh, catfish like moving baits. Well, there are some baits that move in certain ways that put fish off. So if it's helicoptering real fast, like the lead's got it in a position, right, but the current's picking that bait up and spinning it like that, that can put a fish off. And see this right here? That we will use right now too. We will use this as well that was left here. So this is the ICW, the Intercoastal Waterway, and it does, or I should say can have current. There is a little bit of current. There should be today, but a little bit is exactly right, because we are really close to the Algiers locks, which are over a mile that way, and they're not operative right now. They're having to fix them. They're having to work on them because almost a month ago now someone rammed it, broke stuff, and it's going to take a while. Hopefully it'll be repaired soon. It affects our economy and everything. Whoa, forgetting something. It's an absolute repeat, but maybe you didn't see the video from the other day. That is a 6/0 octopus hook right there. 3 ounces of lead, because like I said, there's not much current. Now we can come over here and do this. So I'm going to fish that bait that I just showed you out pretty far, pretty much the middle of this canal. But I'm going to fish this little piece of gut pocket on this 1/0 fairly close in, and I'm only using a 1 ounce coffin lead there, and that's a dropper loop rig. Uno, dos, tres, casting power, maximize, activate. Awesome. Now for the close-up directive. We're gonna do more of a smooth jazz, kind of herky-jerky sort of thing. You know, more like a bada bing, bada boom. There you go. That wasn't even smooth jazz at all. Okay, here we go. You know what I think we should do? That was so dry I was able to break it in half, but I think it's a viable bait still. Just because they didn't drop any, I don't see any else. So for the moment, we got 2 little pieces of market bait here, and we got a 2-aught Kale underneath the cork. Run that in there. This might be a stretch, a long shot, because of this breeze. You could see how the water is affected by it. We're going to keep that kind of close in, because if you did see Saturday's video, you know that I got a nice keeper trout in the cast net, and sadly, because I got it in the cast net, I had to return it back to where I got it. It's not legal to keep sport fish in the cast net. So we got a breeze coming to my back, so it's going to push the float out in front, but we do have a slack current that is at the moment going this way. Very well could change, and all of a sudden it'll be going that way. But over here, it'll be out of the way, and we'll just have to keep an eye on it. We might be able to get something like a trout or other things with a shrimp underneath the cork, but it's a little windy for that. But I think we will just limp through it. I think there's just one in here somewhere. There we go. Look at the size of this. So let's pair it up with this. Possible that this was caught here, but I still don't think so. There we go. Looks like I'm getting a bite, and I'm almost done with retying this rig. I've changed it. Yeah, whoa. Still a dropper loop. It's just got a 2-aught Kale on it. Let's see what's up here. Something's just banging, not really bringing the rod tip down, but it's been doing it. There we go. It was just bam, but not really hitting hard. Definitely has a lot to do with the wind developing slack lines on us today. And this mist probably has a bit to do with that, because the wind is giving us a slack line, a little bow in the line, and then the mist is making the line wet constantly, making it a little heavier. And then the fish and the crabs are also helping the slack line stay developed. Definitely not the definition of insanity. Well, I mean, if you expected me to catch fish, maybe I'm crazy then, because I caught fish last time. Maybe it is the definition of insanity. I would say it's the definition of a successful session, or the beginning of what could be a successful session. That's about what I did last time. Well, no, I caught the first fish last time was much smaller than that, so maybe this is definitely more of a successful session. Maybe it's crazier. Maybe a couple days later I'm more insane than I was 2 days ago. Who knows? But that's a decent little blue cat. If I wanted to eat that, that's a good eater. something like 3-4 pounds, maybe even less, way less probably. Okay, go get bigger, buddy. Maybe it is the definition of insanity. What's going on here is, if I just throw this cork out, no matter what I do, if I'm just throw it out and let it sit there, no matter how I have it hooked or what kind of bait I have on there, this happens. It could come back all twisted up, and this is probably the worst. So maybe if I do appreciate my mental health, I should go home now, huh? Somebody once claimed that what I was doing at one time, like over a series of videos one month, was the definition of insanity, because I was going to the same spot, doing the same thing, catching fish each time. But they claimed that it was the definition of insanity because I was expecting a different result each time. And the reality of it was that I was getting a different result each time, because each time it was a different amount of fish, different fish, and the weather was changing as I did it. So I did not feel a mental deficit, and I don't feel it now. I feel quite the opposite. Look, all those shrimp I caught, and now I've got a crowded bottle of shrimp. That crowded bottle of shrimp is the reason why I redid this. So now we have a 2/0 on this dropper loop, and we've switched the 1 ounce for a 2 ounce. Let's see. I was hoping to get this size shrimp. The first shrimp I caught was kind of big for a 2/0, but here we go. Live shrimp on a 2/0 dropper loop. We've got the float really close in, like right off the wall. You can't even see it. I've got it set up in a way to where it's not going to tangle itself like it was. Maybe something will come along there. It's kind of good where it's at because I need it out of my way. Oh shoot. Okay, now the idea here was just to hold this rod and strike when we feel the bite, because you can strike with a cale. Well, we just got to hit here. Good thing about being able to use both your hands. Sometimes you need to right with the left or reel up with it. Finally, something with the shrimp. Just a little tiny blue cat. Whoa! Too tight. I forget what brand of 20-pound test this is, but wow. I'm gonna have to use a stick to snap it. Oh, there it goes. Finally. My goodness. It's like I was trying to snap braid. Sometimes it gets all sour pockets after you hang up like that and you don't tie back up because you have 2 other rods going, and you're considering, why tie up? Because I might be considering, yeah, going in. But we'll see. Still got some light. Are you familiar with that term, sour pockets? Horns are going. Sunset is happening. Still getting bites though. Oh, that's Come on. Come on, are you getting serious? I think you might be. He's holding tension on me. Let's see. Yes, gotcha. Please stay. I kind of came at it a little early, like hopefully I have a decent hookup. He's already up on the surface too, giving us the old beaver tail. Wait a minute. Are you still here? Oh, are you still here? I think so. Just not that he doesn't have that fight turned on. Here he is. He's fighting here. Yeah, he had to come close to fight. There you go. He's gonna do it again for us, in case you didn't see it the first time. Oh, look, some decent beaver tailing. I don't think I've said beaver tailing in a while. It's not a giant fish, but it is number 3. Number 2 on the big scale, or the bigger scale, because he's not big. I think he's bigger than number 1 for sure, but not by much, mind you, not by much. This is 80-pound braid, and that is a decent hookup, so I could totally do that. And I'm lucky that I have enough light. Slapping me. Oh, come on, little man. Really close to the same size as the first one. Decent eater again. But we are not keeping, we are releasing. Go get bigger. At this point, I'm wondering if I should set up the light or not. Kinda want to have an early night. I'll explain later, but just for maybe another 5-10 minutes, another bait. This week, mostly the first half of it, so many chances of rain in it starting tomorrow. If I make an early night of this, possibly could shoot some kind of video tomorrow morning, because tomorrow afternoon at this time looks like a total wash and going all night. And I don't know about Tuesday, guys, so there might not be a lot of video coming this week because of the weather, so just get ready. We'll just rock out with the headlamp, because I think I'm only going to give this 10 more minutes. I let my Sprites go, but I'm taking the Sprite container home. I'm already getting another bite. It's a little timid one. Gave me a little bit of a slack line. I'm just going to step back. I'm actually now in a very good mood. Even though the mosquitoes are coming out, I called it just right, guys. I know none of you know what I'm talking about, but Alex does. Yeah, they were on a streak to begin with, and I was like, I bet the Vikings beat the Saints tonight because they've been doing so well. And I think you shouldn't be all hurt about it, you Saints fans out there. Oh, we're getting that bite. Look at that. I don't think you should be hurt about it, because the Vikings have been sucking for years, and you should just let them have this one because they deserve it. Yeah, you're right. Still watching to see if we get this fish. I know some guys are like, it was really close, 19-27. Yeah, apparently the Saints just couldn't come back in the second half. I know I make myself sound like a football fan, but I'm really not. I just think it's funny. Yeah, maybe it's more than 10 minutes I've stayed, because it is getting really dark, and I have a massive slack line and a massive amount of new friends buzzing around my head, buzzing around every part of me, actually. I'm gently rolling this slack line up. I might need to just, not so gentle, but in a rush, roll my butt up out of here, because I am getting speckled up by these little critters. Rush, 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 rush. Yeah, you're right. I had to just get on the bike and go. The mosquitoes were so bad. So there is an outside possibility that I could put in the launch code, which is Yankee Doodle Bravo, Action Craig, activate. Sometimes it's different. I don't know. I may have got it wrong. Is it Uno, dos, tres, Action Craig, activate? Well, yeah, it doesn't always work, but maybe it'll work later. Maybe we'll be able to do some graveyard fishing with Craig, and we can, you know, watch Action Craig in action. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. It just depends on a lot of things. Could just stay awake all night and like bang out a graveyard session with Craig if he wants to activate, or we could just come back out, do a graveyard session, and then do a morning session, and then I got 3 days covered, because right now it looks like I got 3 days wet, 3 days of rain coming. So if there's not a lot of videos coming from me this week, that is why, but I am working against it. You know, try and find those windows of opportunity and bang some videos out. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for watching this one. Liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And these mosquitoes are making me want to say this so bad. See you next time.